You're welcome, guys. Hello. How's your day going? Welcome back to Picama Stitches. Today, I'm going to be showing us how to make these beautiful short pants with elastic waist and then this notched collar shirt with overlapping effects at the back. The back is a bit open, so I know you would love to see this tutorial. Now, this tutorial is going to be divided into two parts, okay, because when it's too long it's hard for me to upload it. Okay, so can you see this beautiful shirt? Now today I'm going to be showing us the short parts, so kindly stay tuned. Tomorrow I'll upload the shirt part. Now before we get into class, I have this beautiful Ankara print that I got and I can't get over this beauty, so kindly anticipate this tutorial. Subscribe, okay? You don't want to miss this tutorial. Now, for us to start, you're going to need your elastic. You can work with a 2-inch elastic, 1-inch elastic, okay? But I'm working with a 1.5-inch elastic. Now, this will guide us when cutting out our waistband. So let's get right into today's class. Now, the front piece of my short is folded into two. Now, this is what will guide your fold. You're going to be working with your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 8 inches. Now you can do more than 8 inches or less, but it shouldn't be less than 7 inches. You remember, we're going to be adding elastic to this, okay? So now after doing all of that, I'm going to be marking my waist points to hip points. For me, it is 10 inches. Now remember, all these measurements we're marking, we're not subtracting our waistband from this. Now for this method, you won't be subtracting your waistband from it. You're taking your normal measurement from your waist to hip. Now to get your crotch, you can divide your hip round by 4 and add half of an inch to it because we need some ease, okay? So for me, that gave me 12 inches. Okay, and after that you get the length of your shorts. For this short, I'm working with 22 inches, subtracting the waistband is not included in this, okay? So this 22 inches. Now another method that you can use to get your crotch is to sit on a flat stool, okay, a stool, and then measure from your waist point to the surface of the stool where your bum stops on the stool. Okay, that measurement will give you also your crotch depth. Now after getting that measurement, add half of an inch to it for ease. Remember, this is a free pant. We're going to be attaching elastic to this, okay? So you don't need it to be so fitted. It's not a fitted pant, so you need that half-inch ease. So go ahead and extend all your lines. Now go ahead and label this. This is my hip, my crotch, my waist, and then the full length of my short pant. Now after doing all this, for us to get the ease that we need for elastic, to get that fullness, you can add 4 inches, 5 inches to your hip measurement so that you can get fullness for your elastic, okay? So I'm marking my hip measurement divided by 4 and I'm adding 5 inches to this, okay? 5 inches, 4.5, 4 inches is fine, so that you get that fullness at the waist when you attach your elastic to it. That's the essence of that extra allowance. Now at the waist area, we're using the same measurement. You're not going to be using your waist measurement, but your hip measurement plus 4 or 5 inches. So I'm going to be connecting this into a straight line from my waist to my hip, and I'm connecting the same thing to my crotch depth, just the way you see me do. Okay, now after doing this, to get your extension, your crotch extension from this line inwards, okay, you're going to be marking your hip circumference divided by 20 for the front. Okay, so for me that's 2.25. okay, to get your front crotch, you're going to divide your round hip measurement by 20. Now after that, at this corner you can go up by 1 inch or 1.5 and connect your cuff. Now this was the error I made. I didn't add half of an inch. Remember, we're cutting directly on fabric, so make sure you add half of an inch around all these parts. okay, because you're going to be stitching by 1/2 inch. If you take out 1/2 inch from this, you have deducted the crotch extension. I hope that's clear. So make sure you add 1/2 inch back to this, okay? So can you see what we have? And after doing that, you will get enough fullness too. Now for some persons, what I have here is like 18 inches. You can take that straight down to the hem of your pants, but I don't want the lower part to be that wide. So this is the effect I want to do. At this inner part that is on fold, I'm taking out 1.5 inch. Can you see what I have? Now from that 1.5 inch mark, I'm going to be marking 15 inches, meaning I'm taking out 3 inches from what I had, the total width I had at my crotch line. I hope this is clear. Okay, now I want to make a little bit of shaping at the back. So at the crotch part, I'm taking out 1/2 inch and I'll connect it back to the 1 inch I took at the lower part. Now you can ignore this part, but I just wanted the back to have a little bit of curve effect. Okay, now if you see this pant on me, you will see the fit so beautiful. That's why I said try out this method and let me know in the comments how yours comes out. Okay, now don't forget, when cutting yours, add 1/2 inch round this crotch area. Very important. I didn't add to mine, so please ensure you add to yours. Now go ahead and cut out every other part. So can you see what we have here? Now please, you can choose to ignore, okay? You can choose to ignore the effect that I made at the back, okay? It's optional, but if you try it out, I know you would love the effects that you have. It won't really subtract anything. Remember, we added 4 inches to our hip measurement, okay? So it will not distort anything. Our focus is really at the waist area for us to get that fullness for our elastic. I hope this is clear. So go ahead and cut out, open up the front part. Okay, I'm just opening this up. I'm not really taking out anything from it, okay? So go ahead and open it and we are done with the front. Now there's one more thing left for us to do. For it to sit flat in front, okay, we're going to be taking out 1/2 inch at this crotch area. Okay, so at this crotch area, can you see at the top part, I'm going to go ahead and take out 1/2 inch and I'll connect it in a slanted manner back to the sides like you see me do. Now this will also create that beautiful effect. You see the effect it has. While the back goes higher, the front goes lower. It gives you that effect to sit on your tummy properly, even if your tummy is a big tummy. Okay, even if you have a big tummy, it will give you a nice effect. Okay, so go ahead and cut out and we are done with our front piece. Can you see what we have? Please kindly give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for very interesting tutorials that are loading. You don't want to miss it. So this is what we have. Let's go ahead and cut the back. Now for the back, can you see what we have? I've placed my front on this fabric. Now the back fabric has to be wider by minimum 5 or 6 inches depending on your body size. Okay, but for me I added 6 inches to whatever I had in front. Now you need allowance at the top part here and at the sides. So at the top part here, this crotch area, I came up by 1.5 inch and I'll connect it in a slanted manner to meet the side of the front. Now this will give you, remember we took out 1/2 inch in front. This will help to give you a nice fit. Now if you have a bigger butt, you can do 2 inches, okay, but 1.5 is fine for my body size. Now for a slim person, 1 inch 1.5 is still okay. Okay, now let's work on our crotch extension for the back. Go ahead and draw out that line. Okay, now to get your back crotch extension, you're going to be dividing your hip circumference by 10. So your round hip divided by 10. For me, my round hip is 45. 45 divided by 10 gives me 4.5 inches. Can you see? So I'm going ahead to mark that 4.5 from the front extension, and I'm coming down by half of an inch from the front crotch line we drew out earlier. Now this half of an inch will help the back crotch to sit perfectly. This short will relax perfectly on your body. Okay, now go ahead and connect the lines back to the front crotch just the way you see me do. Can you see what we have? You lift it up and connect your half inch that we came down by. Connect it back to that line. Now also remember to add half of an inch to this crotch part, okay, so that it doesn't reduce your allowance or your extension. I hope that's clear. Now at this inner part, you can decide to add 2 inches or 1 inch on this part and at the back part, but I'm adding 2 inches. Okay, I made a mistake here. Please connect it back to your 4.5 inch crotch extension or whatever yours gives you. Okay, and we are done. We'll go ahead and cut this out. It's as simple as that. Now this method is a very simple but very interesting method that will give you exactly what you need. But please don't forget to add half of an inch at this crotch areas, okay? That's what will help to give you that fit. Now without adding half of an inch, it will deduct from your extension. That's what it did to me, okay? But make sure you add half of an inch. Very important. So you just go ahead and cut this out just the way you see me do, and you will see that the front part of your short won't be snocking under you. Okay, both front and back will relax very neatly on your body. So this back part is just the same thing. Okay, you cut out the exact same thing, and then you go ahead and cut out the lower part. Make sure everything is well aligned, okay, and then you cut out your crotch area. So I want to use this medium to say a very big thank you. If I do not say thank you, then I'm ungrateful. I want to say thank you to the my viewers. We're having so much view on this channel. We're having more subscribers coming in and more likes than before. I want to say thank you. I really appreciate, and from the depth of my heart, I'm grateful, and I say may God bless and reward each and every one of you. Now if you're watching this video up to this point and you've not subscribed, you know you're getting value, please kindly click on that like button and subscribe, because after I drop this short tutorial, the notch collar, the upper part, will be coming up next, and you don't want to miss that. So can you see what we have? We're done with both front and back pieces. So I'm going ahead to pin my 2 front pieces together. I'm going to be sewing up half of an inch at the crotch area. Remember the half of an inch I asked you to add, okay? The same thing with the back, half of an inch. I'll do that and show us what we have. So I've gone ahead to stitch. Can you see what we have for the front? This is so pretty. This is our front with the crotch area. Now this is the back. I've gone ahead to sew the crotch area with half of an inch. Can you see what we have? Okay, this is so neat. So the next thing we're going to do is you're going to be placing them right sides facing each other. The waist will definitely match up, okay? So on the sides, you can take out half of an inch sewing allowance on both sides, okay? After shaping the sides, you're going to bring in the crotch area. Can you see? Flatten your seam and make sure they are meeting. The lines are touching each other. You're going to sew with half of an inch from the center to this other leg and from the center to the other leg. Make sure the midpoints are matching. All these little details matter. And fold the lower part. Now after folding the hem, can you see the hem? I've folded the hem neatly. I've not ironed this out just yet, but everything is well relaxed. Can you see the crotch area? Okay, I've shaped the sides as well. Now look at that effect we're having at the front waist and at the back waist, the midpoint. Can you see? Now while stitching this, leave on one side 1.5 inch. Okay, open up the sides on one end by 1.5 inch. Can you see what we have? Now from the seam allowance, we're going to be measuring round to the other side of the waist. Now you can take this measurement twice just to be sure that what you're cutting out is correct. But whatever figure I have, I love to add 2 inches to it, because like I always say, it's better to have excess than to have shortage. But if you take your time to measure this correctly, you will not have any shortage. Okay, so take your time and measure round the waist. Okay, measure it round to be sure. Now I have 60 inches at this point. I'm going to bring in my tape again to continue. Now imagine when I add my elastic, I will have enough ruched effect. That was the reason why we added that much allowance. Now I have here 62 inches at the waist. Meanwhile, my actual waist measurement is 39 inches. So you see we have enough allowance for our elastic. So go ahead and cut out our waistband. So can you see my waistband? I've gone ahead to cut out my waistband and I ironed it. I folded it into two. Sorry. I folded it into two and I ironed it. Now on fold, I have 2 inches. Okay. Remember our elastic is a 1.5 inch elastic. Now I cut out 2 inch waistband because half of an inch will be used to sew to the short, while 1.5 will help our elastic to sit freely. Okay. Now, can you see how long this is? When you open this up, I have 4 inches, then on fold is 2 inches. You can decide to fold in one part. Any method you want to use to attach your waistband is fine. But we're going to be attaching it from this opened part that we left on one side, okay? So you're going to bring in your elastic, unfold the rough part. You're going to place it right side facing each other and sew round to the other side. I'll do that quickly and show us what we have. Now, after attaching my waistband, can you see how beautiful and neat this is? I'm going to be serging all these rough edges later, okay? And then look at this open part. Now, it's going to give us an allowance where our elastic can pass through freely. Can you see what we have? So, I've brought in my safety pin. There are 2 methods I cut out my elastic, okay? Let me show you guys the first method, and this is the one I'm going to be using today. Put your elastic firmly round your waist, just the way you see me do. Make sure you have some ease, okay? And you go ahead and cut out. Or you go ahead and measure on the elastic your waist round circumference, subtracting 3 inches from it, okay? But I'm going to be using this other method. I'm going to put it firmly around my waist. Just look at the way I'm doing this. Putting it firmly around my waist, making sure I have a little bit of ease. When you know it's perfect, okay, on you, whatever you have, you can go ahead and cut that out. So this is what I'm going to be using, okay? So I love this method. You can also try this method out, okay, and you will thank me later. Okay, so after getting our elastic now, I'll go ahead and prick one part of it, fix in my safety pin, and from one open end, okay, can you see, I'll pass my elastic in. Now because of the ease we kept on the waistband, your elastic is going to pass in freely, okay? Make sure it's not folded. Pass it in until it comes out at the other side, okay? Can you see the way it's passing freely? Now after attaching this, can you see what we have? You go ahead and stitch it down on the open part, okay? Then after stitching it, you fold it back inside, turn it to the wrong side, and use the same hemming allowance to close the sides up, okay? Now after doing that, from the top part of your waistband, okay, you're going to stretch your waistband just the way you see me do as you sew along, and stitch half of an inch from the top, half of an inch from the lower part, okay, to get that beautiful effect. Can you see what I have? I hope this is clear. Half of an inch from the top of your waistband, half of an inch from the hem of your waistband. Can you see what I have? This is what I mean. And see the fullness we have on the waist. Now I created this little rope is 15 inches. Okay, I cut out 1.5 width, folded 1/4 inch on both sides, and I stitched up the edge. Now you're going to get the midpoint of this and you're going to attach it to the midpoint. That's your crotch area, will be your guide. So I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.